Hello everyone and welcome back to the Majora's Mask playthrough. Today we're going to be doing, well, as the title might imply, I haven't picked a title yet, so that might be bullshit. We're mainly doing heart pieces today, and we're going to be starting off with probably one of the more annoying ones. It's the land title deed quest. I don't know if
I've heard of it.
Do you know what it involves?
Nope.
Do you remember in Clocktown when you have to get the Moon's Tear and give it to that Deku Scrub and he gives you the land tile? There's a quest involving several other Deku Scrubs around Termina which you have to give their they want to move to different places basically, and it's a whole sequence which involves you moving from place to place, giving each Deku Scrub a land title deed so they can move to their respective places.
Right.
And it's kind of handy because if there's 4 heart pieces you can get from it, so you can make a whole heart container. Okay. And I'll also be doing, there's another really easy one you can do right now, which you can kind of tie it into your land title deed. If you just follow basically what I'm doing, you see that Deku Scrub? He's basically flying off to his own hideout to stock up on stuff he can sell.
Okay.
That's the one we'll be selling the land title deed to as well, which is a nice touch.
Ah, cool.
There's a hole in the ground around where I'm looking, and it's also really hard to track him because the telescope is so stiff. In the 3DS one, it's not as hard because you can just move the gyroscope controls.
Yeah.
Bloody phone. Yeah, you have to follow him, watch him go into his little hideout, and go in there. And basically, if you catch him in there, he'll bribe you with a piece of heart to leave. Now, there's actually a little trick you can do. Also, there's a guy in the tree there. You can knock down some free rupees. There's a little trick you can do to make sure you don't have to give him more rupees, and I'll be showing that off in a second. Also, as noted before about the guy with the rupees, I'm also, as we're going through the game naturally, getting those heart pieces, trying to get that heart piece from the bank for getting 5,000 rupees.
Yep.
I'll be getting that by the end of the game. I was just doing it naturally anyway, but by the time you reach a canyon, you should nearly be there.
Fair enough. So
first, for this land title one, you want to grab this Moon's Tear. Then there should be a little edit here. There you go. Now I drew some money out of the bank so I could make sure that I had enough. So what you want to do is, to get this quick and easy one, is go talk to him. And he'll, like I said, he'll freak out and be like, oh, please go away, I'll sell you this. Say no the first time and he'll lower it down to 100 rupees.
Nice.
If you say no the second time, he'll just refuse to sell it to you. So you have to say no the first time and that's it.
Fair enough.
Now I'm on my second line of heart pieces.
Awesome.
Don't worry, we won't sit through this entire cutscene. I'm going to do a quick little edit in a second. Hopefully. Hopefully past me did it. Rising up to heaven. His duties performed. He sold a young boy a heart. There we go. And there's the exact same thing. The guy we just bought the piece of heart off.
Yeah.
So I don't know why my rupees shot up just then. To be honest, I can't remember why. You might remember we did this in the first part actually.
Alright.
To get up to the clock tower. You never really need. You only really, if you're trying to get 100%, you only really need to do it twice mandatory. So it's the first time to get up there, and the second time to get the lion title deed. This is kind of an annoying heart piece actually, because it's one of them heart pieces you can do in bits throughout the game. So you can do it now as you clear each area, but I'm waiting until now because I've already got access to all 4 areas. Yeah. So you can just do it all at once. And every time you go back to the first day, you have to do it from scratch again. So it's worth just doing it all at once, I feel.
Fair enough.
And what you have to do to get the option to sell him to swap him with the land title deed is speak to the form in which they're not. So basically the area they're in is Deku. So don't speak to him as a Deku, speak to him as normal Link.
Yeah.
When you go to the Snowhead one, don't speak to him as Goron Link, speak to him as Deku. And when you go to the Zora one, don't speak to him as Zora, speak to him as Goron. And you get the reasoning is his clientele, the person he's trying to sell things to, is either a Deku, a Goron, or a Zora. So he wants to talk to someone that isn't them. And so he wants the option to try and to move basically. I think it's quite a clever quest because it kind of makes the world feel a little more alive, and it also gives the Deku this kind of weird little business thing that they've got going on.
Yeah.
Now, like an idiot here, as soon as I swapped, for some fucking reason, I thought I was done. So if you wonder why I was standing around for no reason, then I was pausing to give my future self an ability to edit around that, but then I was like, oh, I actually do need to go get the heart piece, and I forgot about it. So the next one here is in Snowhead. He actually offers the big bomb bag, but you need to have had the other bomb bag you get from saving that old lady,
Right, yeah.
which we'll see a bit later, to actually for him to offer it to you. So he'll offer to swap you the middle-ish bomb bag for the big one and some rupees. However, as a nice bit of trivia, I never get the big bomb bag in this. I never need any more bombs than I have. You can go up to 40, but I only ever stay at 20 bombs. So I didn't really 100% the game. Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed about.
Lied.
Yeah. However, as
Just edit it in crudely over the end.
As I say, what like. When does the end credits? Dun 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 dun. Link forgot to go get the bomb bag. As a nice thing though, I did manage to get the big quiver. However, getting the big quiver is mandatory if you get the heart pieces, because basically the shooting gallery game, which we'll be seeing in a couple of parts time, if you do it the first time perfectly, he gives you the quiver instead of the heart piece. And I learned that the hard way, because I spent so long doing it, then got a perfect and was like, oh, I didn't want a perfect, I wanted the heart piece, but I got the quiver anyway. So here's the Great Bay one. I love the fact that if you talk to them, they think that where they're going is paradise, but the person who already moved before them thinks it's hell. So like the one in Woodfall thinks that the bustling town is really great, but when you go talk to the one in Clockton, he's like, I hate all the noise. Then when you talk to the one in Snowhead, he wants somewhere a bit drier and a bit less cold, so he wants to go to the swamp. But when you talk to the one in Snowhead thinks it's horrible and cold, but when he gets to Woodfall, he loves it. And the one here hates the sea breeze and he hates how cold it is. But so he wants to go to a resort place, but because he thinks Snowhead is a resort for some reason, and when he gets there, he hates it.
Fair enough.
Love it. Now, technically, this is our first proper look at a canyon because, I come here just to do this. Then I had the opening cutscene when you walk in and it shows you off the area. We won't be seeing that because technically I've already done it by going here for the first time. We'll be seeing Ikana for the first time properly next part. But this is also a handy way to get that rupee count up because he gives you a 200 rupee. And also another way to get your rupee count up is, I don't know if you remember, George, that bird that's in Terminal Field, the one that can steal your stuff.
Oh, that annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
One.
If you kill it, it gives you 100 rupees. So I recommend going in and out of areas and killing that bird. It is annoying because he did steal my gilded sword and make me buy it again when I was recording it. You don't see that, but he stole my sword and made me buy it again. And there we go. There's pretty much the land title deed quest done. It is as easy as that. However, it is a little bit tedious. And just for a nice little bonus, I'm going to show you where this river leads. There you go.
Wow.
My original intent was to when he was watching towards the floor, I was gonna quickly do a quick cut to here, where it's and just cuts back here. But yeah, it didn't really work. Okay, if you wonder, we have seen this before, because it was in one of our first parts, us rescuing this old lady from Sakon. However, I'm doing it again for a very specific reason. If you rescue this old lady, you'll have the option to buy the all-night mask, which is what you need 500 rupees for. It's the only item in the game that's 500 rupees. But you need to have saved her. Unfortunately, this is also an example of you not being able to do everything in a 3-day cycle, because if you save this old lady, you can't do the Anju and Kei quest. You need to ignore her, so Sakon comes back to the shop, so Kei will see him. But I used to believe you could do everything in a 3-day cycle. You actually can't.
Yeah, it's good. It's more clever than that.
Yeah. I don't think you physically could anyway, because some events just overlap in terms of time.
True. Yeah.
Also, I don't think. Hopefully, I changed the time soon, because I don't know if you've noticed, I've slowed time down. That's why he's running so slowly. This is the slowest.
All robbers work like.
I'm saying this is the slowest mugging of all time. By the way, look how slow this mugging is. There you go. My favourite thing is, in the 3DS one, it just cuts us off straight away. Because there's no need to wait. But in this version, he just keeps running around, basically in a circle. In pure panic, I think. The 3DS just makes loads of changes like that are just really handy and just speed the game up.
Yeah.
So, for example, the Deku Scrub in Clocktown, the one that does that cutscene every time you fucking walk past it. After you've done it the first time, it just drops down instantly. So like it just speeds the game up tremendously.
Yeah, it makes it a bit easier to flying.
And now this is the final thing we're going to be doing for this part, getting the all-night mask. You have to be it has to be the final day at 10 PM, so you can come in here, and you just have to go and buy it.
Fair enough. It doesn't sound too difficult, does it?
I think the implication is that Sakon sold it to this guy because he didn't have a bomb bag to sell him. Like many other masks, it is only useful for a heart piece, which we'll actually be seeing now because I actually just remembered we'll be getting the heart pieces that are assigned to this one as well. There's actually 2 you can get. Yeah, I'm not selling you anything. Oh yeah, you can actually sell stuff to him. Look, it's the first. I don't think. Oh no, I did it with the big Poe, but I did it off screen. You can sell him stuff. If you sell him a big Poe, he gives you 100 rupees for it.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it has to be stuff in bottles, so if you sell him like individual arrows, and he won't take it. Now the all-night mask heart pieces are kind of interesting, but also it's a bit luck based. You have to talk to this old lady who, in a nice touch, is Andrew's grandmother.
All right.
And in her quest, basically, there's a bit when Andrew feeds her food and she doesn't want it, and she pretends to be senile. If you read the diary, you find out it's because she fucking hates Andrew's cooking. I'm like, yeah, that's so cool. It's so funny as well. Now, basically, to do this, you have to listen to her story, which makes time pass. So when you listen to it, normally, time will just pass.
Yeah.
Time passes anyway when you're wearing the all-night mask, but he doesn't fall asleep. Listen to the story. So for the first one, you just basically follow what I'm doing. You have to answer that you were paying attention the first time, but when you do the 4 giant story, which takes all night to listen to, you have to say that you weren't listening, basically. And she basically, in her response is, "Oh, at least you tried," and gives you a piece of heart. I'm like, Don't appreciate the pity thing, to be honest, old lady. And she confuses you with Tortoise, who's her son, which is really odd. For someone who's claiming to be senile, she quite obviously is. We'll see you next time in the Majora's Mask playthrough.